Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. And in the last video we have done something by let me open the web page. And in the last video we have adding something for simulate the methods from the server. And let me open the console and we can see and place player 1 and for each, yeah, and one time again and click on that and H7. And now today in this video we are going to check who is the winner. And let's see if I click on it and once again it play on 7 and 8, and one more time click on that and nice, and once time click on that. And if there another user play on H and Y, H4 and Y5 and Y5, H4 and Y5, and this is a winning. So I don't have a really good algorithm right now, but my idea is for each time if I click on this, we check a line, just 4 line from this line to the bottom, and let me take a screenshot. And in this case, for example, it's a last time. This is the last time the player play on this, and now the player is the ace, and that means we can count from this line 1 to from top to the bottom, and we count 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. If we count 5 8 in one line, is 8 is a win. And another line we check for the left to the right. Let's see, this is a weight, and this for earth S, and this is a for north, from north. Okay. Sorry, what's happened? Not, and this is south. Okay, so we have a not at, so we check for not at 1, and with E W W E. And another line we check from this line. Where is the line through X and this? Okay, this is from with E. Not exactly from, and it should be from N from this line, and another line is from through this line. We can draw the line through this, and yes. Okay, that's line. So let's call this line is a and not with NW to ES, W to ES, and this line we can call is a WS to EN. Okay, so let's get started to code it, implement it method. So in this case, we are check for the first line to the okay, so right, so now and every time you play, so we have a two way to check. This one line, when the user is a click on us, and after that we can go to a function check winning. Yes, check who is the winner, right? So we can call it by this check winner. Actually, we don't check winning in the client side. We have to check in the server side and send. But now we just implement that, and we can copy the algorithm to the server later. Check win. Check win. I think we have a design this function with some parameter. So it's the last point. It should be now the first parameter is the who is the user. So the user is this is me. User is actually me. Actually, user is a number 0 as index 1, index 0, index 0 is me who is first, and this is me, and next and the last point, it should be a last point. It should be a last point. H should be the key H value, and Y it should be Y value, right? So every time that we need to decide and check win, and now we do by function check win equal an arrow function. Yeah. The first parameter is the user index, and the second parameter is the position P. That's a point. Okay, this point is include X and Y, and that's it. So we have to do 4 ways. So and let's open that. I don't know where it's last screenshot. Alright, this way. So for example, in the last point I click on this, so we should move up to the bottom and start counting from the bottom left to top right, right? So bottom left to top right, and we count to, and then we count to the top left to bottom right, and but for now it's just take an easy first. So we take the top to the left and so move the edge to the top and then start counting from top to the bottom. And from the H point, for example, that H should be H4 and Y4. Yes, H4 and Y4. H4 and Y4. We lower X to the 0 to the first item, and then starting count from X to the right. All right. So now the first thing. All right. Check line from. Now I think we can check from this line. So let's position in the H4 Y4, and then we starting move to the bottom left, and starting count to the top right. And this is the many way I think we can. The problem is it should be, for example, last H right here, so we can count in right here. So now let's do this. Check bottom. It should be bottom left to right, to the right, top right, bottom left to top right. Okay, bottom left to top right. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, step 1. So I think we can create a new function checkpoint. This can be check bottom left to top right. It could be a function user index and point. So I will check this. If the top bottom left to top right, user index and point, and this if winning, alerts you are win. Winner win. Okay, so we can check later if user index equal me, and then alert you win. And L we can check alert you lose. Yeah, I think that's now the first thing we need to check for the bottom left to top left should be step 1. Move the point to bottom left and starting count. So let's see. For example, when we H4 Y4 and we can move to the bottom left, how do we move to bottom left? Let's see. In this case, the H should be H4 Y4. So let's see, H3, H2, H1, H0. So we move to the H to 0. For let me take okay, so I think let me get carefully. Let me take another screenshot and we can do better. So like okay. Now, for example, this is x, and if we, for example, h right here. Let's for example h right here. So we can count down move to when h 0. But for example, if the last h is right here, so we move when h when y is the maximum of y. Now you see, it count down to, so we can detect the bottom or bottom left or bottom. It should be to the final. We check if it equal first point and y is the maximum or maximal point y. So two way. So now we can. Alright, so I don't know why we can keep this. Okay, I think we've done that. So now if we have an x in array, x array and y array, let's cause h y equals this state. And now, alright, let's move to right here. So let's count out this. Alright, and with move to h, and h should be count down to first point. So y h is the I think we can do by y h e should move to the x. Y h e, so y h is the greater than y h is greater than 0. Y h is greater I think it's quite true, and we check that. So point, we have a point h, point dot h is plus or minus 2 is decrease h. Alright, if point dot h okay, I think we can. No, I think we can copy that. Cut current pi equal point dot h. We can copy a value h and y to point dot y. Yeah, we can copy that. And current point, y current point dot h either greater than 0. And then we can down to the h to the bottom. So if we check for if current point, I think we can check right here. If current point dot h either equal 0, and then break, which will exit the while loop. And so every time we current point h down, remember h is the h4 e4, but you can see h4 this is h4 y4, and h should be increase 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. For I'm not sure. H5 Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. This should be H4 and Wi-Fi. The current port is the H. Oh no, it's H4 and Wi-Fi. H4 and Wi-Fi. So the Y should be increase. So Y and current point dot Y increase. And another time we check for example, the last point we check down. If it's H Y, if we must reach maximum Y, if current point dot Y equal last Y, so last Y should be Y dot length -1. I think -1. Okay, so it is richer. It should be richer to the bottom. And so in order to add some comment right for you, easier to understand, it's a reach to the left and reach the bottom, and we break with adhesive while loop right here. Okay, I think it is enough. And if you have a good algorithm or good idea to check, a better way to check, it's a comment in my YouTube video, and we can implement that in the next video. Alright, okay, now check to the so bottom end is it. And now so we have a current point. Okay, now we have a curve. We now have a from point, and now we count to the last point. Now we can do that by check. Alright, let's count from start point to end point. Okay, now we check it, but let's count equal 0 and Y2 again. Okay, so now we're starting count from the left, bottom left to top left to top right, and now we can count again. It should be H increase H1 and minus Y. So Y2 and current point dot H plus 1 . So if current point dot H either H should be less than, we move to the right. It should be this line. It should be if we have a H value. So H value is H1, H2. If which is less than the maximum of X. If greater than, I think we don't need to check the right current point H. And in this case, if current point dot H, I think right. Alright, going to take current point H and current point dot Y is -1. if current point if current point to if current point dot h is a letter h is equal h dot length minus 1. It's a return it should be right to the right, right to the right top or right. To the right, and it's okay we break. And again, if current point dot y, if for example we start point from here, we count down, count up y. If y is reach to 0, if y equal 0, it's a reach to the top and break again. Okay, so right to the top, right to the bottom. I think we can move that to the top and check point. Okay, so I think that's enough. And now when we count out why we move the point. So when we move, we will take the value for we have a map of object of play. So we have a map of play. It should be key value. The value is actually 1 or 2. The current player or 1 or 2. So we have a user index point. So user index is equal. So now we have a need to take a play, and then we can check that by if a play dot user index is equal. So the value it should be user index play should equal user index, right? So cal minus 1 and l with cal equal 0, because when we start in cal, if this is x with 1 2, but what happened if this we found this is the number O, not x. So when we reset the x, we set the cal to 0, and when again we start in cal again, if take x 1 2. Okay, so let's count until we found a different value, and when reset the counter, right? So it reset the counter, and finally we can check, right? If cal equal or cal greater than or equal 5, return true, and otherwise return fail 4. Okay, so now right, look, okay. I think we can move up to nil, and we can start again. We don't have to check anything right here. All right, so every time we do have a step, two steps, step 2. Now we have this one. Alright, and for now let's test this function by do this by one again checkpoint. Again, now I'm reset this and place at this. Alright, and now this player play anything and h1 h1 e4, and I play this, and again I want to h play on this, should be y2 4, because I want to this should be win, and again check that y3, and one again y2 2, one again. Right, I think we next time we should move to the check win, but it doesn't say anything. Right, it doesn't say anything. I think we have a problem. Right, check win is been prime. It's something in right here, current edge. Go current point h. I think it should be h, and 0. And current point dot just land 1. Yeah, that's good. Current point h, and move to up. I think we should have a better. Now I think we can check it by just 3. 3 is enough for me. And now I do simulate by keep allow me to do anything when I click on that, and I want to able to click without anything. So if current user is not me, and now I don't want to change current user anymore. I keep me, and I can't play anything. Now on a time again, I can't play anything. 1 2 3, but I think that's why. Now I want to make sure everything is working fine. Console log check win user index and point. I want to log anything. Okay, 1 checkpoint h4 y4, that's correct. 2 3, let's move to the bottom left, and I want to check for the log. Console.log starting point should be current point. Right, again 1 2 3, so start point is 0 0 h 0 I y, that's correct. Starting point, that's correct. And I want to debug something right here, and player user, I want to log everything right here when we starting checkpoint, and console.log and play object, it should be play, and I want to see anything. 1 object. Alright, you know the object should be a double key, that's a combined key from X with Y. So we check with a problem because you know I did user index. That is good. Should be a key, and now we key. The key should be called key equal. It should be no key. Key it should be current point dot X and combine with current point dot Y, and so alright, key equal, and that's key. Okay, so now let's try one more time. Try again. 1, 2, 3. Play object and checkpoint full. Alright, so problem A, when we set the value, you can see the value now, its value is a 1, but problem we check with winning for H stage winning for user 1. So check winning for me equal if me is a current user and value if me is current. Alright, I think the problem A, the value is a current user. The value either should be fixed value. If me equal 0 and then 0 or 1. So this should be correct. Now we'll try again. Now it's 1. You should see object 1, 2, 3. Starting point check, and I think we do something after checking anything. Now we should be checking. Right, after checking that, I think we should log anything. Console log right here. Final point. It should be current point. Alright, same thing right here. 1, 2, 3, and final point should be H5, Y5, H5 and H5 and Y0, 0. That is correct. So the start end point is the end point. When that's correct. But let's do check it again, cow, and see what happened. One, just cow here. 2, but I don't know why the counter always to set to 0. That's what happened right here. Player dot key equal user index. I think we can console.log key just to add small debug for checking anything. Right? It happened. 1, 2. So it's key. It's key, and then key 2. H1 Y8, H1 Y8, and now I think we can check by H1 Y8, and we have a H1 Y8 should be value equal user index. Is that correct? Alright, the problem is, because we check and we count 1 2, but when we count this 1.2, and I think we can debug right here. If I think we can divide it by let's mark equal, for example, is it k3, and we can add something right here now, and if cal equal mac, and we return true, right? And one more time again, 1 2 3. That's you win. That's a great win. We win after the win. Okay, so this correct, and we don't do anything right here. Now remove every slot. Okay, check win. Right. And now we can move up to 5 and check 1 2 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah, you win. And again, if I play on this 1 2 3, win, because it's called lesson on Mac. 1 2 3 4. Alright, now it didn't reach 5. 1 2 3 4 and 5. Yeah, you win. And I want to do again 1 2 3 and 4 and 5, win. And 1 2 3 4 and 5. Yes, you win. So that is we have done check for just one line. And next time I think we need to do check to the left to right. The left to right is that pretty easy. That's correct. The keep y is a same equal, and we only just increase h value. And now I think we can implement the top left to the bottom right. Okay, top left to bottom right. One again, we duplicate that, and top left to bottom right. Your index, same thing right here. Top left to bottom right, and I want to copy everything right here. Duplicate that. Okay, top left to the bottom right, and rename that top left to the bottom right. So, and we have a Mac, define Mac to remove Mac to the top. Mac to Mac equal 3. For now I'm use 3 for easy to testing. And now the problem it should be change from top left to the bottom. The top left to the bottom, we should move from 8. It should increase h. Now we top left to 8 should be increase h point. That's correct. H should increase. That good. And y should be also increase as well. And now if h is a richer first value, h is a richer first value, h equals first value, we break. And or even if y equal reach 0, if y is reach to 0, it should be 0. and we reach to the left and reach to the top. All right, so once again we can counting the same thing, and now we count from starting point to the bottom left. And now when we do that, we should be increase X and also increase Y. So when we loop that, we will count. Okay, if we check first for if current X equal H dot length should be H dot length 1. That means reach to the bottom, and check for the Y. If we reach to the Y, for example, reach Y is max, right? So right, HY, Y is max. So Y should be if current point at Y equal Y dot length minus 1. It's reach to the bottom. And what happens if we do a check on this? Check on this case should be H to the max. Alright, oh no. I think H point right to the right. If H1 right to the right. Okay, and it's K, we check that K, move down until that should be okay. For the example, makes you move down, and should be Y is the max. So Y is the max. It should be moved to this K. And if we check on this K, move down to, it should be right to X is a max. It should be in this case and right to the right, and that's good. Okay, so now it's current point, and now we run again. Now you should see H should increase and Y should increase again. Now we check that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you win. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you win. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you also win. Let's do something special. Key. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a win. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's that win. Okay, so we have two done. First line, second line, we done. And now very simple. This is left to right and top to the bottom, right? And I think we can do that by copy top to the right and copy that. I'm going to copy that. Now we check to top to the bottom. Yeah, top to the bottom. And we can also copy that. If take top to the bottom, if right, this you win. You win. Okay, top to the bottom, it should be pretty easy, right? Top to the bottom, so we just move from H, we keep the H value same, but we increase the Y value. And that's the point. So we are trying to move to the top. Step 1, move point to the top. And I will edit some comment, top left to right, and move top left to the right, move to the bottom. Alright, that's good. Move point to the left. I think it should be move to the top. Right, and now it should be top to the bottom. Step 1, move the point to the top. move the point to stop, and move the point to the top. The h value, h value is the same thing. Each h value is same. Always do 4, 4, 4, and keep. Now we don't have a current point h anymore, and we can check that if current point dot y is the first point, is y equal first. Y equal first is meaning maybe y or is a 0, or even so if we can do implement later, we can it should negative of y. For example, if we play on this and we detect there is no more to play, and we can append the map to the top, and user can play, continue play. So the y should be maybe a negative value, and so that is why I don't make it 0, because in the future we can expand this map to is maybe we can increase the y value into degree. So now get back to first value. So it's read to the top, and current point dot y is a -1, and now starting point cal again. Starting cal from we counting. Step by counting. We counting from top to the bottom, and from top to bottom we don't change the y value. I'm sorry, we don't change the h value. We just change the y value. Just change the y value, and we don't need check for h value. We just check for right to the bottom. Is okay. Right to the bottom. Okay. Right to the bottom and see what happened. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now it's good. I'm changing 1, 2, 3. That you win. 1 again. 1, 2, 3. That you win. That you win. Okay. And again 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. And 1, 2, 3. You win. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you win. Yeah, good. And now we can check one last check. The last check should be equal the value. It should be left to right. It's the same thing. Left to right is pretty easy. The same thing. The same thing to current. I duplicate that, and now it's change left to right. Left to right, we should move. For in this case, left to right, we just move the point to the left, and starting count from this. Moving point to the left, it should be keep the h value is the same. Keep value the y is the same, but we increase h value. So move left to the right. The first thing, step 1, move the point to the left first. Move to the point is left. It just need to check for h y. H go right to the left, and stopping point. And we just indicate with point h should increase. I am sorry. Okay, so current point to increase point, and now I want to double check on the point. Okay, that's correct. And step 2, now we are trying to count from to the left to the right. The left to the right, it should check for the current point key. Okay, if quite mark. Okay, that's fine. And if dot h is called h dot length -1, and right to the right. And now we increase h, only create h. Okay, let's make a test. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you win. 1. No, it's clear this. When after we win, we should clear the map. You win. Okay. And one more time. 1, 2, 3. You win. Yeah, it's 1 2 3. Yeah, you win. Okay, this is the algorithm to check. And I think my algorithm isn't good. It's not really good. You should have a new idea or a better idea if you have a better algorithm to check the winning. So it's comment in my video. And now we are going to implement for check friend. Even when I Mac, and now I'm going to disable again. Now check for if partner is a win, let's try 1 2 3. If I win 1 2 3. Okay, so current value, and we are going to disable and current value. No, current, it should be not a value. It right, current, it should be not current player. This should be state that current player equal 1 and then 0 and then 1. So in this case we are disable user, and now we allow you play. For example, now I want to play h1 y1 x1 y1, and now I'm player 1, but player 1 it should be number 0. I want to do the value if it's me, the value equal. I want to change a little bit something right here. We can change the if 0 matter it can't go. I want to radio. I want to current user it always to O. Yeah, and okay, so now at 1 to O, and you want to play, it should be O. Now check it should be H value. When we have notified, it should be where we supply of methods. It should be alright. So in this case, the value we want to change that. If state is that current user play is 0, is 1, the value, I think we can copy the value. The value is me. Value is me. Where we do supply, that's a value. And now I comment it, and now I compare. If stated current user is me equal 0, that means current user equal 0, and then 0, and other one 1. So you keep same the value, everything should be the same. Now I want to click on that, and user play on h1, and I want to play on this. Okay, so in current player, now it should be the same thing. Its value should be the same thing. By this, I want to copy that, because we should be keep the same thing. So player, it should be like that. It should be that and that, because we have a variable that right here. Alright. Once again, refresh the page. H and 1 play 1. Okay. And again, for if I check, I want to play something right here, and we should be 1 2. 2 it should be 2 2. Okay, and I want to play something. I don't want to win. I leave my partner win. I want to check that. And 1 2 3, and now win. Okay, the problem is we didn't call this. We should be called to dash dot check win. The user index. The user index should be payload player, and current point X value, it should be payload.h and payload.y, payloads.h, and y value payloads.y. Yeah, that's correct. Now I'm gonna again play on this one, play on that. I want to play it. I want to keep my partner win. Yes, you lot. That's my partner win. Yeah, okay. That's the algorithm check for winning. It's okay. It's good. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in next time.